You are listening to a reflection from the Active Youth Programme Phase 4 by IYAP. So now let's hear from Aakhya Arundathi on Creative Analogy Challenge.
Imagine two gardens, side by side. Both were planted at the same time. Both get the same sunlight and rain. But after some time, one garden is full of beautiful flowers and healthy trees, while the other looks dry and lifeless. Why is that? The answer is simple: care. In the healthy garden, the gardener takes care of every plant. He removes weeds, waters each plant equally, and makes sure all of them have space to grow. But in the struggling garden, the gardener ignores some plants, lets weeds take over, and doesn't give equal care for everything. A society without the rule of law is like that neglected garden. If rules and justice don't apply to everyone equally, things start to fall apart. The rule of law is like a good gardener. It makes sure that every person, just like every plant, is treated fairly and given a chance to grow. In a fair society, rules apply to everyone, no matter who they are. Whether you are rich or poor, strong or weak, powerful or ordinary, the same laws protect you. Just like a good gardener waters every plant equally, fair laws should protect every person equally. Now imagine if some plants got all the water while others got none, the garden would become unbalanced. In the same way, if laws only benefit a few people and ignore others, society becomes unfair and full of problems. Now, let's think about what happens when the rule of law is not followed. If the gardener decides to only care for a few plants and ignores the rest, the garden starts to suffer. Weeds grow, plants become weak, and soon the whole garden is in danger. In society, when laws don't treat people equally, it creates problems. Some people might get unfair advantages while others struggle. Corruption grows, trust disappears, and people start losing hope. Just like a garden full of weeds, an unfair society becomes chaotic and unhealthy for everyone. Unfortunately, there are so many tragic examples of how the rule of law was misused in the history. One of them is Nazi Germany during the World War II. Under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, the Nazi regime passed laws that were meant to segregate, discriminate, and oppress certain groups of people, most notably Jewish people. These laws were designed to strip away the basic human rights of millions of people, forcing them into ghettos, removing them from jobs, and eventually send them to concentration camps. It was like a garden where one group of plants, those considered undesirable by the gardener, was intentionally neglected and harmed, while the others were given all the resources they needed to flourish. By using the law to dehumanize and oppress, these Nazis created an environment of hate and destruction. Over 6 million Jewish people were killed during the Holocaust, and the fabric of society was torn apart. The world later learned how dangerous it is when laws stop being fair and start targeting people based on race, religion, or any other factors. The garden of humanity was deeply damaged during this time. A healthy garden needs care and fairness, just like a good society needs laws that applies to everyone. We all have a role to play. We must stand up for fairness, follow the laws, and make sure everyone is treated equally. Because when the rule of law is strong, society thrives, just like a beautiful garden where every plant has the chance to grow. So let's take care of our world like a good gardener. Let's make sure fairness, justice, and equality grow strong for everyone.
So now let's hear from Dinithi Lanka. So now let's hear from Samla Jaffer.
dignity, and freedom. So, the next time you take a deep breath, remember this. Just like oxygen, human rights keep us alive, and it's up to us to make sure no one is left struggling for air. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to this reflection from the Active Youth Program Phase 4 Advanced Diploma in Democracy, Governance and Participation, organized by the International Youth Alliance for Peace.